Alright, and once again here we are, live. Welcome to the Star Wars Guys YouTube channel where the Force is family. I am Master Paul. And as always, for the first 30 minutes of this particular stream, we're going to be doing some music. And right off the bat here, hello to Alan Copeland. Thank you for joining. So yeah, let me, as always, get the links set up here. And while I'm doing that, I have some very big news to share, in case anyone has missed it. So I recently wrote a song for a very influential Star Wars YouTuber named Overlord DVD. And that song has blown up on the channel, to the point that Doomcock later on his stream has invited Michael and I to appear on his stream about 10:30 tonight, so in about 2 hours. And he wants me to do that song live, so absolutely I'm going to be doing it. So yeah, that's going to be fun. But of course, before I go there, I gotta stream for you guys, my people. Hold on a second, there it is. And of course, hello to Mr. Stephen Graham. Alright, so let's get to some music, shall we? And of course, I've only... my normal Martin guitar is still in its case, so we're just using the 12-string today. And Stephen Graham says he liked the song. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Alright, so let's kick it off with some Petra here. This one is called Beat the System. Caught in the undertow, being swept downstream, going against the flow seems like such a dream. Trying to hold your ground when you start to slide. Pressure to compromise comes from every side. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. You can be more than a conqueror. You will never face defeat. You can dare to win by losing all. You can face the heat, dare to beat the system. Face the heat, dare to beat the system. On the assembly line, trying to break the mold. Time to throw the wrench that will stop its cold. Going against the odds, being the underdog. Dare to wield the sword that will slice the fog. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up. You can be more than a conqueror. You will never face defeat. You can dare to win by losing all. You can face the heat, dare to beat the system. Face the heat, dare to beat the system. Face the heat, dare to beat the system. Alright, that was a somewhat abridged version of Petra's Beat the System. So let's see, what other songs can I get into here? Oh, I know the perfect one to get into. So, those that have been paying attention lately, what's been going on with me, know that not only have I done a song for Doomcock, I've also done a song for Echo Base Network. So that's the song I'm going to do next. And this song is called We Are, You Are, Echo Base Network. A place where you can speak your mind, a place where the fans help keep Star Wars alive. Then let me tell you of a channel I know, Echo Base Network, come and join the show. They talk about Star Wars and pop culture as well. Their rational thinking is where they excel. You cannot find a better stream, I say, than Echo Base Network live on Saturday. We are, you are, Echo Base Network, the best community the fandom knows. We are, you are, Echo Base Network. You're invited, come and join the show. The main host is Coach, and you can tell that he cares. His calm points of reason or a breath of fresh air. His editing skills are a sight to behold. The video clips he makes are comedy gold. His partner Nick has some really hot takes, like thinking Omega was a big mistake. His sheer movie knowledge cannot be beat, and the special guests we bring are such a treat. We are, you are, Echo Base Network, the best community the fandom knows. We are, you are, Echo Base Network. You're invited, come and join the show. Now Mexican Iron Man's a comedy dream, but call him Darth Poopy and you'll make him scream. Valiant's renegade, the numbers he knows. He breaks down financials on the Disney shows. We are, you are, Echo Base Network, the best community the fandom knows. We are, you are, Echo Base Network. You're invited, come and join the show. We are, you are, Echo Base Network, the best community the fandom knows. We are, you are, Echo Base Network. You're invited, come and join the show. You're invited, come and join the show. We are, you are, Echo Base Network, indeed. And hello to Black Dragon, thank you for tuning in. So, move this over this way a little bit. Yep, trying to get it centered. Alright, so, would y'all like to hear the Doomcock song that I've done now? Which I could not thank Doomcock enough for shouting out this video that I did for it last night. And because of that, later on, I'm going to be appearing on his channel, in case anyone missed it, about 10:30 or so. And this is the song that he wants me to do live. So here it is. Be careful, little filmmaker, before you rest your head. Be sure to check your films and scripts, no wokeness must you spread. You might just find a terror of night that haunts your every dream. A helmeted man of unbridled rage named Overlord DVD. Overlord DVD. Villainous as can be. Without respect we must reject, says Overlord DVD. His best friend Harvey and Eldritch God will conquer the earth one day, and I don't know which is scarier, himself or the jokes he'll say. Push the button, this monster cries, I'll make those wokesters flee. And yes, at times the temptation's real, Overlord DVD. Overlord DVD. Villainous as can be. Without respect we must reject, says Overlord DVD. Now Kurtzman is his nemesis, and so is Kennedy. And Jar Jar Abrams and Ryan J, his wrath they have received. These movie fools, they surely know the failures of their deeds. Just ask the one who'll outlast them all, one Overlord DVD. Overlord DVD, villainous as can be. Without respect we must reject, says Overlord DVD. Overlord DVD, the villain we need him to be. 'Cause we know he could destroy Hollywood, our Overlord DVD. Alright, that was... well, I've been calling it the Ballad of Overlord DVD, but perhaps I should retitle it to The Cautionary Tale of Overlord DVD, but then again, that's more of a mouthful, so maybe I'll just keep it. Alright, so what other songs would you guys like to hear? As always, of course, requests are open. Get the guitar strap out of the way. Let's see. Let's do this one. Let me just get the lyrics just to make sure. All right. All right. Wait, there it is. All right. I'm sure everyone has heard this one before. The 1812 Overture. I don't know that one at all. And that's not... the only overture thing that I've even heard is the William Tell Overture, and I can absolutely not play that song. So yeah, I'll look up what the 1812 Overture is and try. Alan Copeland requests Sweet Hour of Prayer. I've heard that one, but I have never attempted it. And to my memory, we've also never done it at our church. Or at least Mom didn't, I can't remember. But I do have one similar queued up that I should hope would satisfy as an alternative. So, here is The Old Rugged Cross. On a hill far away stood an old rugged cross, the emblem of suffering and shame. And I love that old cross, where the dearest and best for a world of lost sinners was slain. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. Oh, that old rugged cross, so despised by the world, has a wondrous attraction for me. For the dear Lamb of God left his glory above to bear it to dark Calvary. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown. To the old rugged cross I will ever be true. Its shame and reproach gladly bear, till he calls me someday to my home far away, where his glory forever I'll share. So I'll cherish the old rugged cross till my trophies at last I lay down. I will cling to the old rugged cross and exchange it someday for a crown, and exchange it someday for a crown. That was the old rugged cross. And Alan Copeland says, my second suggestion and my late father's favorite. And Stephen Graham says, that was my grandfather's favorite song. And he likes specifically the Tennessee Ernie Ford version. Okay, I don't think I've heard that version before. The only version close to that I've ever heard is the one done by George Beverly Shea when he was still alive and was traveling with the Billy Graham Crusades. And hello to Coffee on Korriban. How are you today, sir? Alright, let's, tell you what, let's keep the, as fun as it is to sing Petra, let's keep the hymns going. I'm gonna try and find one a little bit more upbeat, though. Oh, I know one. This is one we did in church this morning. Alright. Alright, here we go. This one is, Are You Washed in the Blood? Have you been to Jesus for the cleansing power? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you fully trusting in His grace this hour? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul-cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Lay aside the garments that are stained with sin and be washed in the blood of the Lamb. There's a fountain flowing for the soul unclean. Oh, be washed in the blood of the Lamb. Are you washed in the blood, in the soul-cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? Are you washed in the blood, in the soul-cleansing blood of the Lamb? Are your garments spotless? Are they white as snow? Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb? All right. And that is Are You Washed in the Blood of the Lamb. That's probably one of my favorite, more upbeat songs that from the old hymns that I know. And Coffee on Korriban says, I'm in Chicago but doing okay. That's good. Stay safe up there, man. Church in the Wild Hood, Stephen Graham requests. That's another one that I don't know, but I have heard it. I've heard Johnny Cash and June Carter do a version of that once live, and they did a great job of it, so I will definitely learn it. And, Oh Lord, You're Beautiful by Keith Green. Yeah, that again is another one that I heard a long time ago. That's one that Mom would listen to quite often on the radio, on our local Christian radio station. It was 89.9 WPER up here, and that's one of the most played songs that was on that thing back in like the very early 2000s, so I will definitely refresh for that one, and I think that one might actually work good for our church, so thank you for reminding me of this song, man. Alright, we think that and one, and then we would sing Power in the Blood. I do know that one. Let me just get the lyrics just so I don't mess it up. And Power in the Blood, that's one that anytime my grandfather, who pastored the local Pentecostal church, anytime he wanted to do a more upbeat song, this is one of the ones that he would always turn to. Especially one of his friends who was a banjo player. He would sometimes visit the church and they'd play this together. So, would you be free from the burden of sin? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Would you or evil a victory win? There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Would you be free from passion and pride? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Come for a cleansing to Calvary's tide. There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Would you be whiter, much whiter than snow? There's power in the blood, power in the blood. Sin stains are lost in its life-giving flow. There's wonderful power in the blood. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the blood of the Lamb. There is power, power, wonder-working power in the precious blood of the Lamb. Alright, that one was starting to strain my voice a little bit. But yeah, that's another one that I really like doing. Coffee on Korriban says, Come Thou Fount is my favorite hymn. And that's another one that I do know. And I think that's what we'll wrap up the pre-show on. So let me get the lyrics for it, because we haven't done this one in church in a minute. Actually, let's do this. Alright. And I'm sorry if I get this wrong, because like I said, we haven't done this at our church in a minute. But yeah, here is Come Thou Fount, and while I'm singing this, by the way, message Coffee on Korriban if you have anything that you need prayer for. And also welcome to Epic John. He's going to be joining us in the stream a little bit later. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and send Michael the StreamYard link just to make sure. Alright. Come Thou Fount. Come Thou Fount of every blessing, tune thy heart to sing thy praise. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. Teach me some melodious sonnet, sung by flaming tongues above. Praise the mount I'm fixed upon it, mount of God's redeeming love. Here I find my greatest treasure, hither by thy help I've come, and I hope by thy good pleasure safely to arrive at home. Jesus sought me when a stranger, wandering from the fold of God. He to rescue me from danger bought me with his precious blood. Oh, to grace, how great a debtor, greatly I'm constrained to thee. Let thy goodness, like a fetter, bind my wandering heart to thee. Prone to wander, Lord, I feel it, prone to leave the God I love. Here's my heart, Lord, take and seal it for thy courts above. Alright, that was Come Thou Fount, which admittedly I didn't know until somewhat recently when my friend Ian introduced that to me. Him and one of his nieces, we did that song as a special in church, sort of a duet, that it was me singing and playing guitar. Him, I want to say he was also playing guitar or playing bass, and then she was playing violin, and it sounded really good. Also, hail to one of my Tuesday Night Trek co-hosts, Golgo13's Anime 101, who also says, a birdie told me that you will be on a particular Overlord tonight. Yes, that is true. 10:30 p.m. Eastern, I will be on Pop Culture Breakdown with Doomcock and the crew, and he specifically wants me to sing the song that I wrote for him live. So that's gonna be very fun. Alright, so I've already sent out Michael the StreamYard link, and I'm going to send it to Jonathan too, because he is going to be joining us for this stream also. And this stream, we're going to cut it kind of short, because we're going to cut this stream at 10 o'clock so that I can be ready for Doomcock's stream at 10:30. But we're going to pretty much just talk about our favorite starships in Star Wars. So I'm just texting Michael to make sure he got the link. So anyways, how are you guys doing lately? By the way, hello to Leia Rose, who jumped in here earlier. So yeah, today has been simultaneously a very fun day, but also a very frustrating day, because it's been great seeing all the traction that my Ballad of Overlord DVD video has gotten, which so far at current count, I don't know, let me look this up. I want to see how many views that thing has gotten. I know it's in the 900s. Oh my goodness, my Ballad of Overlord DVD video, it's been uploaded almost 24 hours, and it has passed 1,000 views, so thank you guys for that. And thank you, of course, to Doomcock. I don't know if he's going to see this, because he's busy on his own stream right now, but thank you to everyone that has shared that video and gotten that thing to over 1,000. I greatly appreciate that, and we've also increased our subscriber count to 155. So that is absolutely amazing, and just out of curiosity, I want to see something. By the way, Daryl, I don't know if you're watching this right now, but I know this is not a competition, but I have officially surpassed you in subscribers. He's at 147, I'm at 155. But you know what? Go subscribe to the VacTube too, because him, Daryl the Derelict, and Arlena, they do great stuff over there. Anyways, I'm doing alright. Sang a concert and I wasn't too happy with it, but the people liked it, so cool, I guess. Yeah, man. Ultimately, if the people that are listening to you think you're doing a better job than you think, at least to me, that means you're probably being too harsh a critic. Brandon says, it's a great ballad. I'm so proud of you. You are an inspiration to me. No, you guys are an inspiration to me. Seriously. And then Coffee on Korriban says, I gotta write a song about some YouTuber now. Hey, you already mentioned that you're gonna do like a Star Wars YouTubers in a nutshell type video where you're gonna act out skits for that, which, by the way, I think would make great Echo-based TV content. Anyways, here is Epic John. What's up? You're a little bit quiet, John.
That.
Say something again. Yeah, I can hear you, but you're coming through really low and really muffled. Are you using your headphones again?
Yeah.
Okay. No, he's not muted, guys. He's just using really cheap headphones for his mic. He's on his phone, is what this is.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Jonathan, so like I said, today we're going to be talking about our top 5 favorite and least favorite ships in Star Wars. Do you have your list ready?
I'm going to try using my laptop for this. If that comes through any better.
Okay, just remember, you need some form of microphone, Jonathan. Okay? Alright, so I'm going to pop you out. Alright, I'm going to pop you out and let you figure that out, okay? So yeah, Jonathan's still figuring out his tech stuff. He just got a new laptop, but I don't know that he has a microphone for that, so he might not be able to join us, but we'll see. In the meantime, I'm getting my list typed out real quick. Also, Michael just texted me saying he may not be able to join, so I may have to just share my list without him, which I don't particularly want to do, but if that's what it is, then that's what it is. Oh, Jonna is back. Alright, John. Say something again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, that is much better.
Okay. I'm not
Alright.
even using a microphone, I'm just using wired headphones.
Okay. Good. So do you have your list ready?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. So remember, this is top 5 favorites and top 5 least favorites. And by the way, Coffee on Corbon says, if I wasn't in a van, I'd join. I understand, man. If you need to travel, then do what you need to do, man. Alright, so John, let's go ahead. Let's start with our top 5 favorite ships in Star Wars. So this is just real simple. Your top 5, plus you can have an honorable mention if you want. So if you have an honorable mention for your top 5 favorite ship, go ahead and give that one.
I would say my honorable mention would be the ship they use in Episode 6 to sneak their way onto Endor.
Mm-hmm. The Imperial shuttle?
Yes, that one.
Okay. Alright. And
It's
why
simple,
is that?
but it works.
Okay, so you like the simple design of it then?
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
since my laptop literally doesn't have a camera, I kinda have to be like this.
I understand.
Which is fine.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, so here is my honorable mention, and this one's probably gonna make some people mad. Gotta spell it right. This is my honorable mention right here. The Falcon. It is an absolutely iconic ship. However, to this point, the only reason that the Millennium Falcon only makes it to the honorable mention slot, frankly, I've seen it too much and it's gotten old for me. Like, there's way more interesting ships out there to me than the Millennium Falcon is. Again, it's an iconic ship, I've just seen too much of it. That's my thing.
Are any Discord noises coming out on my end?
No, but I am hearing a little bit of background noise, John. Be careful with that.
Okay. Well, I'm getting Discord notifications on my laptop, so I just wanted to make sure.
I gotcha. Alright, John, what is your number 5?
My number 5 is the TIE Fighter.
The TIE Fighter. Okay. And why is that?
It's because to me, it's pretty much the perfect definition of an antagonist's ship.
Okay.
Like, it's easily mass-produced, the design is iconic, and it's memorable, and there's no mistaking what it is. If you see that thing, you know it's a TIE Fighter.
Yeah, like specifically the sound, the of it screaming.
Yes.
Yeah, that is really cool. And honestly, if I had thought of the TIE Fighter, it would be on my list, at least an honorable mention. But yeah. So, Coffee on Korriban, he can't join us, but he's including his rankings in the chat, so let's go ahead and read those. He says his honorable mention is the Naboo Cruiser. So I'm guessing that's the one, the chrome-looking one that Queen Amidala and Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan run away to on Tatooine. And then he says, my number 5 is Obi-Wan's Starfighter. I'm guessing you mean the one that he uses in Episode 2. So yeah, those are both good choices. My number 5 is the Y-Wing. And as I've said before, I consider the number 5 slot of any top 5 list basically as a glorified honorable mention. But I like the Y-Wing because it has a cool design, and if I had to pick one specific Y-Wing that I liked above all, I would pick specifically the Clone Wars Y-Wing, and seeing Anakin and Ahsoka pilot that thing together in the Malevolence arc where they were trying to take down its big gun. And that's pretty much all I have to say for it, is I like its look.
You just about foreshadowed one of my entries.
Okay, well, we'll get there. So what is your number 4, John?
My number 4 is the Anakin Skywalker clone ship, the one he uses in Clone Wars and Episode 3 before it gets busted.
Okay. Okay.
I like the yellow look on it, and I heard somewhere in a Star Wars lore book that he made it yellow because it reminded him of his pod racer. How credible this information is, though, is up for debate.
Yeah, I could see it.
Also, how do I
You sound good.
share text?
Share
like
text like this? Unfortunately, that's only something that I can do since I'm the one controlling the screen.
Okay, then.
Alright, so anyways, my number 4 is the X-Wing. And pretty much the X-Wing and the Y-Wing are interchangeable for me as far as which one I like more. And today I just happen to like the X-Wing more. That and the X-Wing has done arguably more important things, like it was an X-Wing that destroyed pretty, well, counting The Force Awakens, all 3 Death Stars. And yeah, it's pretty much the ship that Luke is known for. So X-Wing is my number 4. And don't tell, by the way, X-Wing the YouTuber, that I've only put the X-Wing the ship at number 4.
Don't worry, I will.
I know you will, because you're my brother. And Coffee on Korriban's number 4 is Count Dooku's solar sail ship. Okay.
Well, can I test out highlighting? Because I think Michael was able to do that. Highlighting.
Sure.
Okay. How do I do that?
You mean like what I'm doing here?
Yeah.
Like I said, John.
Not that. Highlighting a chat piece.
Oh, you click on I don't think you can do that. You click on the comments icon and then click on a comment. But I don't know if you have the ability to do that.
And I don't.
That's fine, John. I'll click on the ones that need clicking on. Alright, so John, number 3.
My number 3 is the X-Wing.
Okay. And any particular reason why?
Well, it's, again, iconic. It's almost synonymous with Star Wars. And I like how a different paint job can make it look really different, because Poe's X-Wing looks really different than Luke's X-Wing.
Okay. Is that all that you have for that, or do you have anything else to say about the X-Wing?
That's pretty much all I can say that wouldn't be me copying off somebody.
Okay. So, my number 3 is, calling it by its proper name, Slave One. Slave One is another one of those ships that you see it and you know exactly what it is and who it belongs to, but compared to the Millennium Falcon, we have seen, I'd say, less of it than we have, the Millennium Falcon. And I kind of like Boba Fett more as a character than I do Han Solo, and I expect we're going to be seeing a lot of Slave One action in Book of Boba Fett, which is coming up this December. So Slave One for me is number 3. And Coffee and Korriban's number 3, by the way, is the TIE Interceptor. Okay, that's a good choice. Alright, John, number 2. What you got?
Number 2 is the Millennium Falcon.
Okay.
I could pretty much give all the reasons for TIE Fighter and X-Wing for Millennium Falcon, because they all apply. Mm-hmm. And I like the little chess, whatever it was that they were playing.
Oh, yeah, okay. Now let me ask you this. In what way does the Millennium Falcon ride affect this ranking? Because we've ridden that thing twice.
I may be a little biased, but I don't care.
Okay, fair enough. Alright, so, my number 2, you kind of mentioned this one already, John, when you mentioned Anakin's ship in episode 3, but honestly, all the ships that are designed like that I really like. And I chose this one because basically between this one and number 2, I could see myself, maybe if I was in Star Wars myself, having one of these ships. If I wanted to have a ship just to myself and no one else, it would be this one. If I wanted to have a ship that could possibly house other people, it would be the ship that we're going to talk about when I get to number 1. But I really like the design of the Jedi Starfighter. I like the fins that come up and down. I like how basically the cockpit is a ball that the wings surround, and you're sitting in it like that. And I think the acrobatics of that ship, the way they show it in the Battle of Coruscant in Episode 3, was really cool. And let's see. Coffee and Korriban's number 2 is the Lambda class Imperial shuttle. I have a suspicion, Jonathan, that that's the same shuttle that you're talking about. So I'm gonna look this up.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna look this up just to be sure. Yes, it is the same. I'll share a picture of it just real quick. So yeah, that's the Lambda class shuttle, the classic Imperial shuttle. We've put together a Lego set of that, John, haven't we?
Yes, I do believe we have.
Yeah. That is probably one of my favorite Imperial ships too. It just happens that there's like 6 more that I like better than it. Alright, so Number 1, John, what do you have?
The Malevolence.
Really?
Yes.
That's surprising.
I like how you were told it's powerful, like a warning, and then it was proved. Because it took down 3 Republic, the name slips from me, Star Cruisers, whatever they were.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing. And they spent the entirety of that arc just trying to take it down, and had they not, it could have meant the Separatists had won the war.
Yeah, I could see that.
That's why I said you foreshadowed one of my things. One of my entries.
Oh, I did. I gotcha.
I promise this is not scripted.
No, it's not. We don't do scripted stuff around here. Alright, my number 1 is the Ghost. Like I said with the Jedi Starfighter, pretty much number 1 and 2 on my list are ships that I could see myself if I was in the Star Wars universe wanting to own. And if I was of the mindset that I wanted a ship that could house multiple people, personally, I would go for the Ghost. Because you get all the same stuff as you get with the Falcon, but in a much more compact package, which I think would make for better maneuverability in fights. And honestly, I personally like the look of the Ghost more than I do the Falcon. But again, that's just me. And let's see. Number 1 is the Ebon Hawk, which is an Old Republic ship. I think the Ebon Hawk... Doesn't that look kind of similar to the Falcon, or is it or am I thinking of something completely different? But anyways, so, John, overall, what do you think of my list?
I think it's pretty good. If I would have thought of some of the stuff, I would have included it.
Okay. I would say the same for both yours and what was that noise?
Me getting the paper in my view.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I have a physical document.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I would say the same for your list. Some of the ones on your list, if I had thought of them, I would have included. Same with yours, Coffee on Korriban, if you're listening. Alan Copeland shared his. He says, number 5, Slave 1. Number 4, the Falcon. Number 3, the X-Wing. Number 2, the B-Wing. And number 1, the Razor Crest. That's one that I wish I had thought of, too. Oh, whoops. Black Dragon says, I've always liked the Sith Fury class interceptor. Ain't that the same thing that Maul pilots? I'm gonna look this up.
I think it is.
Oh, no, it isn't.
What?
It's something completely different. So it's an Old Republic ship. I can tell that right off the bat. That is a Fury class interceptor. It's, I guess you could say, if they took a TIE fighter and crossed it with, and basically blew it up 10 times its normal size into a shuttle, that's kind of what it reminds me of, because the cockpit that you see in the middle there, the window, that very much reminds me of a TIE fighter. But yeah, that is a nice ship. I will agree with you on that one. And hey, look, they even made a Lego set of it that included Darth Malgus.
There's actually some pretty valuable Lego sets out there.
Oh yeah, there are. Like there's a $700 Millennium Falcon that's like the most amount of pieces they've ever included in a Lego set at that point.
There's
and
also...
Go ahead.
There's also the really old Boba Fett. He's $700 by himself.
That is true. And by the way, Leia Rose, the Sith Fury class interceptor is not Kylo Ren's ship. That's from, as Black Dragon says here, Star Wars: The Old Republic Online. Alright, well, John, are you ready to talk about the bad side of the list?
Yes, you could say the dark side.
Yes. Alright, so... Again, so, dishonorable mention. Do you have one?
No. All
You
of
do
these
not?
are just straight garbage.
Okay. I have a dishonorable mention, and let me pull up a quick picture of it real quick to, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. There it is. So my dishonorable mention is, I called it the Rogue One ship, but really it is a Zeta class heavy cargo shuttle. And I'm going to share a picture of it. And when that thing is extended, when it has its wings extended down, to me it just looks ugly. Let me see if I can find a picture of that. Pretty much all of these ships that are on my dishonorable list, yeah, here it is. That just doesn't look good to me.
Yeah.
I like seeing the wings like completely parallel to, you know, the rest of the ship, or if there's going to be some that are angled down, have one fin up top, like the shuttle here. So yeah, that, where to go? It just doesn't look good to me. And like I said, all of these ships are pretty much on here because I don't like how they look. So that being said, Jonathan, what do you have for number 4?
Starkiller Base.
Does that count? That's technically
Counts
a
to me.
planet. Okay, I'll allow you.
Well, I think it was trying way too hard to be the Death Star on steroids, and ended up being more like the Death Star's younger brother.
I agree with that. And by the way, quick shout out to Spock, the second of my Tuesday Night Trek co-hosts. And Coffee on Korriban, by the way, also says dishonorable Poe's X-Wing. Yeah, I specifically, if I like X-Wings, I like the original trilogy ones over the sequel trilogy ones, but they don't look bad enough to me to be even considered a dishonorable mention. They're just kind of meh to me. So, my number 5 is the TIE Bomber.
I
And again-
considered having this.
Yeah, I'll pull up a quick picture in case anyone hasn't seen it in a while. So, everything okay there, John?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyways, I do not like the TIE Bomber. Because the piece here, aside from, right next to the cockpit, it looks completely out of place to me. Personally, if I was designing this ship, this cylinder right next to the cockpit, which I'm guessing holds the payload of the bombs, I would put that directly underneath the cockpit instead of right next to it. It makes the ship look completely lopsided to me.
Also, not to mention that your view isn't centered.
Exactly. And real quick,
Like-
go ahead.
Also, there's one simple way they could have fixed this.
Yeah,
Put another bomb on the other side.
I could see that. And hey, Jonathan, real quick, please try and keep all background noise to a minimum, okay?
Okay.
Because you're very loud in my headphones, and it's not good.
Okay.
So, real quick, number 5 for Coffee on Korriban is Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter. I could see that. Black Dragon says the bomber also served as a troop carrier. I did not know that. That is interesting, but my point still stands. I would personally take the cylinder, even if it's a troop carrier, I would take this part, put it underneath the cockpit, and design it like that. But again, that's just me. So, you've already given your number 4, right, Jonathan?
No, I have not.
Okay, go ahead.
Kylo's tie.
So you're the same with Coffee on Korriban, where you don't like it.
No, I do not like it at all.
Okay.
It just looks weird. Doesn't really feel like something that a villain should be writing in, because if I remember correctly, Darth Vader only used a slightly modified version of the TIE Fighter.
Right.
And that way you wouldn't know you're dealing with Darth Vader. But Kylo was like, nah, and he decided to make it look really different.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. I don't mind his TIE Fighter, but I agree it is not the coolest design of the TIE Fighters out there. Vader's is the coolest TIE Fighter. Between that and the TIE Interceptor. Let's see. My number 4 is the TIE Fighter of the Sith Fleet, the one that we see in Rise of Skywalker. And again, I have a picture. And I don't like this because, to me, triangles instead of hexagons for wings, this whole thing just seems like a very lazy redesign as an attempt to be original and another thing to sell toys for. And of course you can see with other pictures here, they made Lego sets of it. I don't know that they actually, well, there's a model. John, remind me, do you know if we saw any of these on sale at Galaxy's Edge or at the Star Wars Outpost in Disney Springs?
If we did, I wasn't paying attention.
Probably for the best. But yeah, this just looks like a lazy redesign for me, for something that honestly didn't need it. You could have kept the classic TIE Fighter design as the First Order already did, and maybe swap the paint job if you wanted to redesign the TIE Fighter. This just does not look good to me. Alright, John, so, what is your... Hold on, it's real quick. Vader's TIE is a TIE Advanced. Yes, and it's a great-looking TIE Fighter. And then Black Dragon, I guess talking about the Sith TIE Fighter, it didn't sell. Exactly. They tried to make toys of something that honestly didn't need a redesign, and it didn't sell. You're right. And Coffee on Korriban says his number 4 is L3, L7. I'm guessing you're talking about L3 from Solo, because technically, after Solo, she's part of the Falcon. Stupidly.
And yet, she's never utilized.
Yes. So, Jonathan, number 3, worst. What you got?
The Death Fleet.
The Death Fleet.
From Rise of Skywalker. The ones with the...
Oh, wait a minute. You're talking about the Star Destroyers.
Yes. The ones with the world-ending gun.
Okay. And what do you not like about those?
I don't like it because, like you said, it's a really bad redesign, and I think it was just meant to be a set piece.
I agree, because let's face it, for most of the movie, those things just kind of sit there. They don't even... They just sit there and look menacing, or at least attempt to look menacing, and they really don't do anything except one goes off and destroys one planet. And now that I think about it, you could say that this is almost an even lazier redesign than the TIE Fighter I just showed, because literally all they did was stick a cannon to its underside and I guess paint the tip red. It's literally an Imperial Star Destroyer from the Empire days that that they just stuck a cannon to and gave it a splash of red.
Which, that destroying one planet was not a sufficient flex of power.
No, because it was a planet that, let's face it, we really didn't care about.
We cared about Leia's home planet getting destroyed.
Yeah, because we cared about Leia.
Even though
didn't really care for Poe, didn't care for Zori, and Babu Frick was really the only character we cared about just because he was so ridiculous with that whole "hey" thing.
Yeah.
So, all of that being said, yeah. Alright, my number 3. Okay, so Coffee on Korriban's number 3 is The Last Jedi Bombers. Yeah, that is a pretty egregious... That's a pretty egregious entry right there, and honestly, again, if I had thought of that, that would be on my list. In fact, we'll call that one my second dishonorable mention, because, yeah, they're unnecessarily big, and yet for as big and hulking as they are so extremely fragile. How in the world does one TIE Fighter crash through all three and make all three go up in flames?
Bad
what
design.
In the world? Exactly.
It's the only way you can explain it away, just bad design.
Yeah. And again, Y-Wings exist in this movie, which Rise of Skywalker later proves. They could have used the Y-Wings to get in there faster and do the same job of taking out that dreadnought with admittedly far less casualties, but nope. Rian Johnson had to use his World War II era bombers. So
also, if they would have used the Y-Wings, they wouldn't have lost their entire bombing squad.
Yes. Let's move on from this. Black Dragon does say that Babu Frick was cool. Yeah, he was, but to be fair, when you're in Rise of Skywalker, that's not a very high bar to meet. Coffee on Korriban says, what the Babu Frick did I just watch me after watching The Rise of Skywalker? I feel ya. It kind of took me a while to get to that point, but yeah.
Don't you mean
All right.
Last Jedi?
Both. Alright, so my number 3, and Coffee on Korriban, please forgive me for this one. My number 3 is Dooku's solar sail ship. I respect you, Coffee on Korriban, for liking this. Oh, you want to jump in? Well, we're going to be ending the stream in 20 minutes, man, so that I can jump over to Doomcock's stream. So
and
maybe next time. Yeah. So yeah, I'd love to, man, but unfortunately I don't think it's going to work this time. I want to keep this stream as quick as I can. But yeah, Dooku's solar sail ship. I don't particularly like it because, honestly, what purpose does this sail even serve? Is this literally what powers...
There's no air in space.
Yeah, there's no air in space, and at any point in space travel, this thing isn't really near a sun unless it's taking off or landing. So it's not drawing in any solar power to power the ship. I guess maybe this is like a solar battery charger or something, and this thing's like battery powered or something.
Maybe. I'm not trying to be devil's advocate here, but maybe
I wasn't
it's a
sharing
shield.
it.
Maybe it's a shield.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't know. It just looks ridiculous to me. I'm sure there is a legitimate reason for it being there. Oh, catch solar winds.
Enemy shield analyzed.
No. You will not be quoting Slippy on this stream, Jonathan.
I knew you'd do that.
You're lucky you're not in the same room as me, otherwise I'd punch you in the shoulder. Again, guys, we're brothers. But yeah, getting back on topic, I just don't like that thing. Alright, John, number 2.
Number 2 is the Dreadnought.
From Last Jedi?
Yes. Because Poe says that it's... Well, this is just one of my pet peeves in media. When a character says something so powerful and it's not proved or proved sufficiently.
Okay.
So Poe says it's a fleet killer, but it doesn't kill the fleet. All the TIE fighters do the work.
Yeah.
And also, and it was pretty much meant to leg up Poe's piloting skills, which were just meh.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, let's see. Coffee on Korriban's number 2, by the way, is the Falcon while light speed skipping.
Also,
I agree. Oh, by the way, John...
Strasner.
Yes, why is Epic John incognito? I don't know. That was entirely his choice. He's shown his face on here before. But hello, Mom.
It's because my laptop doesn't have a camera right now.
Okay.
So I decided to use a profile picture.
I gotcha. Well, I'll let you know, John, if you're interested, they do sell cameras at Walmart. For, like, the cheapest one I've seen is, like, $30.
Yeah, I'm also looking to get a mic.
Definitely worth it.
And a mouse.
Yeah, but we can talk about all of that another time. Alright, so, my number 2, for the worst, is the A-Wing. And the reason why I do not like the A-Wing is because the A-Wing looks so incredibly basic.
Not to mention bulky.
Yeah, like this just does not... This looks like a boring design to me. This looks like it would fit in literally any other sci-fi movie genre, whatever. Whereas the X-Wing and the Y-Wing look specifically like Star Wars. So does the Falcon, so do the Star Destroyers, so do the TIE Fighters. This could look right at home and say, for example, Star Trek. If Star Trek had single-man fighters, which maybe they do in a future series, I don't know yet. But yeah, this doesn't look unique to Star Wars to me. And Coffee on Korriban, by the way, says, number 1, Holdo's ship, including hyperspace ramming. Fair enough. And this is for you, Jonathan. Look at Facebook Marketplace for USB mics. I got mine for $10, same with a basic 1080p webcam.
Okay.
But of course, ask Mom and Dad's permission first.
Yeah.
And
I'm under 18, so I can't make those.
And Black Dragon says, I'm an original trilogy fanboy. Nothing beats the T-65 X-Wing. I agree. And that's another one that me and Jonathan built a Lego set of at one point. I don't have it in... Yeah, I don't have it in the room with me right now, otherwise I'd show it. Alright, John. Number 1. What you got?
Okay, I need permission first. Do you grant me permission to go on a rant?
Yes.
Okay, then I can safely reveal my number 1. Worst. The Episode 8 bomber.
The same one that that Coffee on Korriban mentioned up here? This one?
Yes.
Okay. Unleash your rant.
Okay. So, first off...
Don't ever do that again. Please.
So first off, my first problem with it, that was redundant, but I don't care. So my first problem with it is it just looks really old, you know? It
Yes.
looks like something they use during World War One or Two.
Yeah, like Ryan Johnson, when he designed those, took heavy inspiration from World War II era bombers when he designed those. And apparently, in real life, World War II bombers were these big, hulking aircrafts that moved slow and then physically dropped bombs on payloads. Sorry, the bombs are the payloads. Drop their payloads on targets from above. And I guess they tried to emulate that in space, but as Black Dragon points out here, there's no gravity in space. Nor is there a clear explanation as to why those bombs are dropping.
Well, it would have worked if they were on a planet fighting, but
Yeah.
they weren't. They were in space fighting the Dreadnought. So, like you have said before, if physics actually worked, then they would just blow themselves up.
Exactly. And we also don't see any, like, mechanism pushing the bombs down, like a plunger or something.
Also,
Maybe you could make the argument that they were being pushed magnetically down, but I don't know that I buy that one.
well,
Go ahead, John.
also, I don't really like the scene in that one. I don't really like the I don't really like the character of Rose's sister, or Rose for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And to see her have that overdramatic death, it was just meh.
Yeah,
Like,
I understand
you can't
that.
feel sorry for a character dying if you don't like that character.
Or better yet, if you don't even know anything about that character, like at that point in the movie, not knowing anything about Rose, it's like, oh, this one random girl's dying that we know absolutely nothing about. I guess I'm supposed to feel sad for this.
Maybe if they would have spent a bit of the movie developing her character, then this would have actually been a good attempt to be emotional, but it was just nah.
Yeah, we could sit here and rant about The Last Jedi from till pretty much morning, but we need to stay somewhat on topic. And Black Dragon says, yes, make sure to specify character, not actress. Exactly. The actress did a good job with what she was given. Just how it happens that what she was given was crap. And by the way, hello to Darth Metalorian, who says, hello everyone lurking in the chat while listening to Pop Culture Breakdown. Well, let me tell you, Mr. Darth Metalorian, you will want to keep listening to Pop Culture Breakdown, because here very soon I'm going to be over there, hopefully with Michael.
I haven't seen anything else with that actress in it, but
Will do.
But I'm gonna make an example out of another actor who's more well known, the one who played Qui-Gon Jinn.
Let's save this conversation, John, for another time, and let's keep on topic, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so my number one worst starship in all of Star Wars is Snoke's Star Destroyer. And again, here's a picture. And honestly, what's even the point to this thing? We literally see this thing do nothing but take a direct hit from one of the most ridiculous space maneuvers in all of science fiction. And literally all this thing does is follow the rebellion calling it what it is, the Rebellion, and it just so happens to have the tracking mechanism for the entire fleet on it, because of course it does. Aside from that, we do not see anything. Now, if this thing had some sort of super high-powered weapon system on it that could, like the Malevolence, for an example, wipe out an entire fleet, then okay, fine. It makes sense for it to be that big. But it doesn't. It's literally that big because it's Supreme Leader Snoke's flagship, so of course he has to have the biggest one.
Well, this reminds me of when I was younger, and I used to strap these huge wings on my characters and fly around.
Your Lego characters?
Yes.
I remember that.
And it was fun, but it was really dumb looking.
Yeah. But then again, though, you were a kid, John, so you had an excuse. Adults designed that thing. And honestly, you could have just re-released... Here's the thing. The original trilogy did this idea already, and did it way better with Vader's Star Destroyer. Let me pull that picture up real quick. You could consider this one sort of a second honorable mention for my top 5 favorite ships. So let me pull this up. See? Vader did this idea first, and honestly, I say did it even better with the Executor. But nope, Last Jedi had to have things even better than that, or the sequel trilogy in general, rather. In fact, just for fun, I'm going to, for size comparison, I'm going to find a picture of Vader's Star Destroyer and Snoke's Star Destroyer together. Okay, so here's sort of a diagram. So the smallest line here is a normal Imperial Star Destroyer. The slightly bigger line next to that is the Finalizer, which I'm guessing is the First Order type Star Destroyer.
I'm guessing.
Yeah, and then above that is the Executor. And then there's the Supremacy. The Supremacy is literally 3 Executors long for no reason other than it's got to be cooler than the Executor, so let's make it bigger.
Go big or go home, they think, but they went big and went home.
Yes. And also, Black Dragon, I see your most recent comments on there, but I'm not going to read it because my youngest brother's here. And Coffee on Corbin says, also, we got to have a top 5 underrated characters stream as well. I agree. In fact, let's make that some Echo-based TV content. So yeah, that is our ranking for our favorite and least favorite Star Wars ships. So John, overall, what would you say about my least favorite list?
Pretty good.
Thank you. I would say the same of yours. And I'd say we were more aligned on the ships that we didn't like than by the ships that we liked, which is astounding.
It's very interesting.
Yes, it is. Alright. Well, John, anything else you want to say real quick before we end this stream?
It was fun being here. Stay determined, I guess.
Thank you, Jonathan, and thank you for popping on here with me. I greatly appreciate you being here. Michael unfortunately couldn't make it. I would have gotten his list too. We'll do that another time. Michael had something else he had to take care of, so thank you, John, for filling in for him.
No problem.
For you guys watching this, thank you everyone for tuning in. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we are all going to go over and we're all going to go over to Overlord DVD's channel, because at about 10:30 I'm going to be on there with Pop Culture Breakdown, talking with them, and Doomcock has asked me to sing the song that I wrote about him live.
You get in there, Sam.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna pop him out because the dog had gotten out, and that's what that was. So, again, thank you guys for watching this. I'll see you guys on Overlord DVD's channel, and just remember, the Force is family. I hit the wrong button. Alright, now we're ending.